Julentru, I am Captain Ri'shad and welcome aboard my flagship, the USS Shadowstar, for this Star Trek Online intelligence review video. A review where I may not have the ship, but I aim to, as efficiently as possible, show off and quickly discuss an upcoming ship to Star Trek Online. With that being said, can I please quickly say a thank you to the people that helped to make this video possible. Negus, Dante Demonic, Skyhawkings, Tribal Typhoon, XG Blackbird, Travis Games, Spike, Captain Rig, Miss Future Teach, Fox Plays Games, and Lord Arminger. All are generous donators to Shadowstar, helping to make this kind of thing possible. And at their generosity, shall we begin the discussion of, well, the United Earth Defense Forces vessel. Now, let's quickly address the elephant in the room. Pun is intended. This ship looks like an elephant. Well, personally to me it looks like an upside down horseshoe, but that's probably a metaphor for the bad luck we're having here. It's another Infinity Lockbox ship, so it's following that scheme of Season 3 Discovery ships are all ending up either in Promo or Infinity. So how can I cover this as quick and efficiently as possible? Okay, so few people I credit quite well, think are absolutely amazing. I've had some various thoughts on this ship. I'm pretty sure this is a bit of a nudge and a shunt from Cryptic at one of the fellow content creators that I think make great videos, Augment Dictator Games. Not really a fan of shields. I am actually opposed to that opinion. I actually quite like shields. So I hope you guys won't mind my open-minded flexibility I'm going to show a little bit here. And as another one of my friends has mentioned, this ship is very much a support vessel. So I'm going to do things in a bit of a weird order here. I'm going to start off with actually the console and trait, and then we will slam at the stats. Trying to cover this as efficiently as possible. So I'm starting down here because these are a negative factor but also a very positive factor. It's a sign that Cryptic have realised they've completely neglected shields and they're actually trying to make shields more important. As a result, we have Starship trait, Proximity Alert, which when slotted, activating your bridge officer abilities that restore shields to yourself or allies, will also apply a brief bonus for automated distribute shields, providing shield hardness of 20%, and will make your shields immune to drain. This is a trait which fundamentally is useless to almost everyone except shield tanks. Now, the big important thing here is the shield hardness factor. That 20% shield hardness is exactly what you need as a shield tank, because it's allowing your shields to take the damage and not let any bleed through reach the hull. It's one of the most important factors, and if we see more stuff like this start popping up which improves shield hardness, we will see shields become more important, and we will probably see a change towards weapon choice types, because we'll see people wanting to utilize things like Voudoir Polaron, or I guess it's not as important here with Shield Drain, but Diffusive Tetrion, because players will have to start either draining out shields or having to soften the shields up because they've got way too much defense to them now. We're a long way off from that, but it's a nice change to see. But like I said, this is only a shield tank orientated trait. Not really useful for any other role. Mobile Defense Net is suffering from a similar issue, as its main clicky ability will help you and your allies gain a protective field that receives multiple shield based benefits. This is improving the resistance to damage, automated redistribution again, and a periodic regeneration. Okay, so here's the things to note. The periodic regeneration is focused on the shield aspect, meaning this is really missing one big important factor. Shield hardness. The resistance to damage is nice, but you also wanted this clicky ability to provide shield hardness for you and your allies, because you need, if you're going to orientate and focus on upping your shield strength, you also need to make sure that shield strength is actually what is taking the damage and not allowing any bleed through. This literally is a console's clicky that requires you to know your team well enough to know that they're all utilizing shields that resist bleed through or are boosting shield hardness to get the maximum actual effect out of this console. Now, the bonus it gives to yourself is pretty nice. The passive boost to maximum and current shield power settings, as well as your maximum shield capacity. That's brilliant for shield tanks. But as this is an orientated support console, but the console in itself is actually better for shield tanks rather than supporting because of the way it functions. The worst bit being the fact that it functions as a sphere that is partially ahead of your ship and predominantly behind it. Clearly shows that Cryptic don't know what happens with most players in this game. Generally speaking, DPS is at the front, tank is following the mid, and support always comes up the rear. Meaning this console's clicky really wants to be focused primarily in front of the ship and only slightly behind it to include yourself. This console really doesn't function properly as the support console it's trying to function as. Now, I know why it functions the way it does. It's to do with the show. It's just an issue I'm seeing. The console wants to be a good support console, kind of fouls at it. I'm guessing the main reason I noticed this is because I'm a support player. Well, away from those negatives. Now, yes, I love the fact it supports shields. Kind of important here. We have a tier 6 vessel that is available to any faction. Of course it is, considering what's gone on. Earth has left the Federation. Hull modifier of 1.25, shield modifier of 1.4, with 4 forward and 4 aft weapons, 3 device slots. The bridge officers are impressively set out as a Commander Tactical with Command Specialization, Lieutenant Commander Engineering with Command Specialization, Lieutenant Science Officer, and finally, a Commander with Universal. Twin Commanders, I like it. You also have 5 Tactical, 3 Engineering, and 3 Science, which benefits it for one, having a tactical orientation, but also a balance set to the rest. A turn rate of 8 may be a weak spot. Impulse modifier 0.16 and inertia of 75. Bonus power settings to weapons and shields are plus 10. It has the ability to equip dual cannons. It has inspirational command abilities, as it is essentially a command ship. It is a command ship. And the Starship Mastery Package of Destroyer, which is the DPS support mastery package, allowing for boosted accuracy, crit severity, crit chance, and an all damage output. What does this mean for the ship? Well, as a friend put it is very much a support vessel. It will do support easily, any role you want. The main factors that help towards this is that balance of engineering and science. The Commander Universal is probably the strongest aspect towards that. It's got decent defenses to allow it to stay in the fight along in the most dangerous areas. Their preference is the tank is the one taking the damage at this point. And its only real weakness is it can't really keep up with the escorts. So it needs to be able to help the escorts from afar. Great little support vessel. The extra firepower is also going to help massively because it's important supports that have firepower. Now, as far as DPS goes, which is probably another area it's actually quite strong in, though this one is kind of hidden. Despite its low maneuverability and speed, and it's not exactly DPS preferenced, it doesn't have a forward biased arc. The broadside bias and its focus towards tactical as well as that universal seating still allows for this ship to have incredible firepower. Though this ship more wants to be the maximum number of targets rather than, I'm going to say, pinpoint, seek and destroy. No, that's not to say beam overload wouldn't be a very effective build on this. In fact, I imagine it would be. I am expecting EPG builds to do very well on this ship, and I am very much expecting kinetic builds to do excessively well. I do think a scatter volley cannon build will work very well on this ship. But I still wonder what else this ship can do. I think there are some hidden potential here, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Finally, tanks. Okay. Now that's a very good hull modifier. It's not among the best for tanks, but it is very good. With X upgrading engineering, you can take a lot of hull damage and stay in the fight. Suffice to say, one of the versions of builds I could see coming on won't utilize hull tanking though. Where am I going with this? So, yeah, hull tanking, easy. Shield tanking, oh, that's a definite on this ship. See, I could very easily see with that interesting modifier, not boosting Psi up, but boosting engineering up to enhance maneuverability, a hybrid DPS Psi shield tank. Utilizing the extra X upgrade as an engineering console, you're boosting maneuverability and speed, augmenting your offensive firepower as much as possible, and utilizing the shields as effectively as possible, allowing for shield hardness and regeneration where necessary. It would be very easy to build a highly effective shield tank out of this ship. And that's not even noting the fact that it's also very easy to build a hybrid shield or a regenerative shield tank just as easily. Case in point, this is a very effective and very adaptable ship. One that must not be underestimated. So I'm actually very impressed, and I'm very happy to see this. My final thoughts and final score on the ship is simple. DPS score, 7 out of 10. Support score, 9 out of 10. Tank score, 8 out of 10. Why? Because at the moment there is not enough love shown to shields to assist this ship get much higher. But I am also very happy to see this ship actually showing some love to shields. I'm liking the fact that Cryptic is doing so, and hopefully this means shields may become a contributing factor, or at least more of a contributing factor to survivability in the near future. We'll see less spongy shields and more hard light shields, so to speak. With that being noted, what are your thoughts on this ship? Personally, I'm recommending her to support players or shield tank players. Anyone else that wants to get her, honestly, fair play to you, but there are better options for the other roles within the Infinity Lockbox. In fact, funny enough, there are better options in Infinity Lockbox for both support and shield tank, so that kind of goes without saying. But that's not to say she wouldn't be a fun ship to pick up. I'm still 50-50. Thank you guys for watching to the very end of this video. I am looking forward to seeing your comments in the comment section below to see what you think of this ship. Can I please say a thank you again to the donators to the channel that helped to make this video possible. And if any of you wish to help with this channel's growth and make these videos possible, links are in the description. Well, as we disembark now, if you wish to stay on board with Shadowstar to not miss out on future missions, please ring that notification bell and hit the subscribe. And hopefully, I'll see you all in the future. Until then, live long and prosper, my friends.